know that Global Villa will be an integral part in this, as visitors will be coming in the parish from overseas and from other parishes, and Global Villa will be the place that we're recommending for our people to stay. Global Villa, I must say, is one of my favorite locations, as this is where we have a lot of functions from the Hanover Municipal Corporation, where we take our family members when they come from overseas, and Miss Spence can attest to that, to stay here. This is a place where, if we're having a birthday celebration, I recall my husband's 50th birthday celebration, it was held right here. A lot of wedding receptions are held here that are of persons from our family or members of our communities that we take here. And on a regular Friday afternoon, you will see us. This is one of our regular hangout spots right here at Global Villa. I want to commend Miss Spence and her family as a strong black woman who decided to listen to the words of her mother, as she said before, to invest in our parish. We are indeed grateful that you did. A lot of us has gone out to other places to study, to work, and we don't come back home. But you have decided to come to help us to build this parish, and we are grateful. Congratulations to you and your team, and may God continue to bless you, that you will continue to do other things in this parish. Your work and your worth in this parish has not gone unnoticed. Just rest assured that the Hanover Municipal Corporation will give you the fullest support that you need in any way possible that we can. You know that you can call on us. The mayor is unavoidably absent this afternoon. He really, really wanted to be here, and he had asked me to express his congratulations to you as well. Because we really appreciate the service that you do, we want you to know that. A pool that will indeed uplift this facility. A lot of our hotels in this parish are owned by overseas people, but this is our local hotel, and we will ensure that we support you to the fullest. Your hotel has become more marketable with a pool, and I'll definitely be coming over with my family as well to ensure that we make use of it. Indeed, our community, our parish Hanover is moving forward because you have created the opportunity for us to do so. Thank you. And we wish for you all the best. I want to leave you with my favorite quote from Martin Luther King Jr. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, Miss Spence and your family in Global Villa, just keep moving forward. Wishing you all the best and the greatest of success. God bless.
Thank you so much. A more rousing round of applause. It's Polly. Thank you so much. You do want her to do what she said, so we've got to show her our love and support. Give her our support. Can we just come down and say hello to you in your office? All right, the door's open. Everybody, the door's open, so don't hesitate. All right, thank you so much. Our next speaker is going to be like our keynote speaker indeed, and I am going to tell you all about him. He was not a doctor when I knew him and worked with him in the Negril Chamber of Commerce. He was just Carey Wallace, who's one of our fellow directors in the Negril Chamber, which is one of the leading chamber next to the Jamaica Chamber. Nobody can push us out of the game. The Negril flies a high flag, right, Carey? Well, now he's Dr. Carey Wallace, my friend, Executive Director of the Tourism Enhancement Fund since March 1st, 2017, and is responsible for directing and managing the agency in fulfilling its mandate of promoting growth and development in the tourism sector. Prior to joining TEF, Dr. Wallace was a senior consultant with T2 UK Limited, one of the world's leading providers of psycholinguistics, where he guided blue chip clients to optimum operational and customer performance. In addition, he led T2's growth strategy through new product development and expansion into international markets. Dr. Wallace's experience in tourism spans some 23 years. You wouldn't believe that, really, when you look at the man, who looks great for his age. He's very distinguished now. He held the position of Chief Executive Officer of S. Manley Wallace and Sons for some 13 years. Remember, Manley Wallace was the first director, one of the first managing directors, no, first directors of the Negril Chamber of Commerce. Thank you. And now, currently, your brother is the manager. Richard is the immediate past, Richard Wallace, past president of the Negril Chamber of Commerce, dear to our hearts. Using his aptitude for including 3 hotels, a shopping mall, and a nightclub. Of course, everybody knows the Jungle. If you don't, you should have. Before joining the family business, he was managing director of Mariners Resort in the West End, where he transformed the hotel from a bed and breakfast to a successful all-inclusive hotel. Dr. Wallace holds a Doctor of Philosophy and Social Psychology from Cardiff University, Wales, and MBA in Finance from Cornell University, New York, and a C in Computer Science from the University of the West Indies, Mona. Additionally, he's a certified project management professional and is proficient in conversational German and Spanish. Como está usted, mi paisano? And speaking Deutsch. Dr. Wallace is incredibly driven. He has the passion, depth of experience, and track record of success to lead the TEF forward on its path. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it's my pleasure to present to you our keynote speaker, Dr. Kerry Wallace, my friend.
All right, thank you so much. I always get a little embarrassed when that introduction is done. I'm just really Kerry, the son of the soil, a Jamaican who really believes that we have enough blessing in this country for us to all live a great quality of life. I had done my bachelor's in computer science. I had done my master's in business administration at Cornell in New York, and worked in the family business. And as the introduction described, I expanded the family business, and I got to that age where I asked myself the question: is this gonna be it? You just continue to make money in your business and your family is okay, but you live in a country where there are so many things to correct, so many wrongs to right, so much opportunity, so much potential. And so I did what anybody else would do. I entered politics, and I ran for Member of Parliament for Western Westmoreland in the 2011 elections. Fierce battle, very competitive. When the ballots were counted, I came in second. But whilst campaigning, it really dawned on me, when I was going into all the communities in Western Westmoreland, it really dawned on me that Jamaica wasn't lacking resources. The challenge we had was a mindset, was a mentality. The challenge we had was up here. And so I said, okay, if I really want to transform this nation, let me learn how to change mindsets. So I searched and found the professor who actually wrote the book on attitude and attitude change, Professor Greg Mayo, and he was at Cardiff University in Wales. And I applied to him, and he accepted, and I went there, and 7 years later, I'm back in Jamaica in 2017, taking up the position of Executive Director of the Tourism Enhancement Fund, having gone through all that research to learn how to change mindsets. So forgive me if a lot of my speech today will be not just about tourism, but a little bit about social psychology. Is that okay? So let's start with some of the tourism, because it made sense. If that was the position, the head of the TEF is an agency in the Ministry of Tourism that collects fees from every passenger that comes to Jamaica. That fees goes into a fund, and that fund is used to develop projects across Jamaica that benefit tourism. So it's infrastructure, it's roads, it's street lights, it's bus stops, it's road markings, it's parks, it's all the public spaces that make the destination just more attractive for visitors and locals alike to enjoy. They also invest in linkages programs that ensure that the consumption from tourism is supplied by our local producers and manufacturers. That way the tourism dollar goes right into the heart of the communities here in Jamaica and creates the quality of life that an industry should provide. And when you think about industries across the world, you think about, you know, the oil industry that creates a lot of wealth. You look at the sheiks in the Middle East and them driving Mercedes Benzes and Range Rovers and fantastic live in palaces and so on. You think about IT industry, tech industry. You think about Silicon Valley in California. You think about the kind of wealth that industry generates, the quality of life that the people there live. Billionaires like crazy. In fact, I hear there is a million millionaires in the U.S. Sorry. Oh. Yeah, a million millionaires. I mean, so a lot of wealth there, and the quality of life, the kind of car, the kind of healthcare, the kind of school the children are in, the kind of travel that they have every year, and so on. And then you think about what is Jamaica's industry that could drive that kind of wealth, that could create that kind of lifestyle for our people. There are some countries in the world, you know, where when you measure the kind of ores, the copper ore, the gold, the diamond, they are the wealthiest countries in the world, you know. But on the surface, the people are the poorest nation in the world. It's a travesty. And so, even if we had gold ores or diamond ores and so on in Jamaica, the real crux is how do we convert that industry into wealth for the people? Now, our turquoise blue ocean, our powder white sand beaches, our cascading waterfalls, our mountains, rivers, valleys, our cultural assets. That's our gold. Those are our ores. That's our wealth. That's our richness that we have here in Jamaica. And the conversion of that to wealth is tourism. That is how you convert that waterfall, that's one of the prettiest waterfalls in the world, to wealth for the people of the country. And so that's why on March 31st, I made sure I'm here. March 31st, you know, represents the end of the month, where as a fund and accounting for everything, it's a very important day to be in the office, but it's also the end of the financial year. So sorry if you saw me multitasking, but it is very difficult to be out of the office. But I said, listen, I am going to be here because I want to encourage as many Jamaicans as possible to get a piece of the tourism pie. It will be a travesty for us to have the ores, us to have the wealth, us to have the mines. And when it's mined, when it's converted to wealth, we are nowhere in the picture. Travesty. We can never have that. And so that's why at the TEF we have all these programs to try and facilitate, to build out the capacities. Our linkages program to match purchasing managers in hotels to the local suppliers. We have a speed networking program. We have our festivals, rum festival, coffee festival, and so on, to take the products that we already have that are outstanding, build them out and place them in the front of the tourism space, so that that visitor who is probably a cognac drinker or a wine drinker, when they do come to Jamaica, they say, hey, I've heard so much about your rums and your rich white beers and so on. Let me have that while I'm here. That translates into, instead of us having to import the wines and the cognacs and so on from overseas, it's the supplies from local producers that are fulfilling the consumption that they have. So it's import replacement. It is also giving the opportunity for them to explore and experience products that we have here that they may fall in love with. And so when they go back, we now have to export to get to them. So right away, we're putting on more shifts in the factories, more employment in Jamaica. And that's how the wealth translates into opportunities and a lifestyle for our people. That's what's linkages. We also have the Jamaica Center of Tourism Innovation, where we train and certify our Jamaicans, build out the skill set, the human capacity, so that they can take the top jobs in all the hotels. Not just this, what appears to be a little bit of colonialism again, when you go in there, the people in the top positions look a certain way and the people at the bottom look a certain way. We have to correct that, and so we find out why is it, why you need us to give work permits for people at the top positions to come in. They say, oh, they don't have the qualifications. They may have the skills, so they can cook like there's no tomorrow, and they're great engineers and so on. But when these hotels have 100 hotels across the world, Mediterranean and Mexico and Dumrup and so on, and they would build one in Jamaica, they want to have a formula that just works across them. They're not making a specific adjustment just for Jamaica and say, boy, they know Miss Mary's son who can cook good, so I go employ him. No, they must have a formula. The HR manager just says, listen, come in. If you don't have these documents and these papers and these qualifications, sorry. No matter how good you can cook, sorry. So they then can't find that here, and work permits, they start bringing persons in. Our answer to that is to say, okay, what are these pieces of paper you need? What are these certifications you need? Oh, there are international certification. So what we did, we partnered with these international certification bodies, the American Hotel and Lodging and Educational Institute, the American Culinary Federation, and partnered with them to come here to train tutors, and thankfully Hart is a good partner with us, to then administer those training programs, to then give the certifications to our own Jamaicans. We've done over 8,000 of them already, to ensure that these Jamaicans know. Some of them, when they get the first certificate, they say it's the first they've ever seen a piece of paper with their names on it. That's sometimes some of the levels that we have to be uplifting our Jamaicans to get a piece of this tourism pie. So we're doing quite a lot, but we can do more collectively. We can do more collaboratively. And that's how I'll segue into a bit of social psychology. See, Jamaica has the opportunity, has the potential, has the ingredients. Why is it that we are not converting it into more equitable spread of wealth for all our people? A lot of it is our own selves. We are not collaborating enough. We are quicker to find faults in others. We're quicker to oppose. We're quicker to find the differences rather than find the similarities. It's PNP, JLP, it's brown man, black man, it's big man, small man, it's man from Sandy Bay, man from Mobile. I don't know why we're so quick to find what's different rather than quick to find what's common. And yeah, maybe we've had a history. We've had a history. During slavery, there was divide and rule. They treated some better. In exchange, they protected the whites instead of protecting the blacks. And so the betrayal was there. To this day, we have this informer to dead mentality and so on. But how long will we make that past keep us down? In the time of opportunity, in the abundance of water, we cannot afford to be thirsty. So that building out, that participation, that inclusion in the tourism wealth requires skills, requires collaboration, requires products, requires swimming pools, requires this kind of drive that we're seeing here at Global Villa. But we want it from all Jamaicans, for us to decide, I am going to step forward now because the wave of opportunity is here upon Jamaica. 5,000 rooms are in the ground right now being constructed. We have 30,000 rooms that we anticipate in the next 10 years. The increase in the spend of the visitor is the best in the world post-COVID. Jamaica's increase in the expenditure that the visitors have spent, over 20%. The technology that opens up access of every Jamaican to make money from tourism is here in your pockets right now. Where's my cell phone? On your smart device. Meaning the Airbnbs, not just having to have a place to host guests in terms of a room, but an experience. You can sell an experience on Airbnb as well. Do you know that Airbnbs have made up 29% of last year's arrivals. Airbnbs, villas, and so, but non-traditional hotels, 29%. So that block represents the largest block of a company. There's no chain that is more than that. That's the largest chain, so to speak. That's us Jamaicans. And do you know the number one thing that our visitor likes about Jamaica? When we do our exit surveys and they've come off the 7 Mile Beach or they've come off the waterfall or they've done all those fancy things, you know what they write down when they say what is the number one thing you liked about the country? It's the people. The people. 2.9 million of us. And that's what they like the most. How can we convert that wealth, that riches into a good quality of life? It requires skills, it requires collaboration. Collaboration, especially when we have a property like this that relies on the community experience to be part of what the visitor gets. If a visitor is staying here 2 weeks and has a meal at the restaurant here for 14 breakfasts, 14 lunches, and 14 dinners, you would agree it's not the best experience. But if they go down the road at the cook shop and the guy there is very friendly and nice and the food is a different variety, prepared a different way, and if they go on a tour guide and go to a waterfall, it is that makes the experience rich and make them want to come back because they can't get enough of Jamaica. Do you know that Jamaica has the highest repeat rate in the entire Caribbean? 42%. Yeah. It's just so much to offer, so enticing. That's why the Jamaica Tourist Board slogan is once you go, you know. It really means that no matter how much you market, once you go, you have to go to know. So I'm here. I hope you don't feel like I'm speaking at you. I'm reasoning with you. For us as Jamaicans, as a people, as the greatest asset for the tourism product. For us to spend time on the building, on the collaborating, the virtues that will make us benefit significantly from the tourism pie. Our national heroes are all freedom fighters, right? Which makes sense. In those days, there was an oppressive regime. So we needed people to fight. Some of them sacrificed their lives. I was just in Sam Sharp Square yesterday and reading up at the museum there and so on. You know, he died because he fought against an oppressive regime. Rightly so. But when you think about the role of a warrior in society, of a fighter, versus the role of a builder, of a creator in society, there are different ends of the spectrum. To war, you need strength, yes, that is on both sides, but you can destroy and win in a war. In fact, most of what you're doing is destroying. It's cutting down, it's burning up, it's destroying. But when you're trying to create a nation now that's wealthy and peaceful and prosperous, it is the builders that you need to step forward. Take this building here, Global Villas. It took masons, it took tilers, it took carpenters, it took plumbers, it took electricians, it took planners, designers, architects, AC technicians, it took window guys. So many skilled Jamaicans had to come together, plan together, coordinate. You couldn't have the mason guy pour the floor after the tile is down. They had to coordinate and collaborate and so on to get that building up. But how many persons will it take to destroy that building? One guy with some gas and a matches. So we are still revering the shotter, the tough man, the bad man, the gangster. Those are almost still the heroes in our society when that period has passed us a long time ago. Now's the time to reward the builders, the peacemakers, the collaborators, the facilitators. Because that is what our country, they must be the 2023 heroes. Because if we allow the wave of growth and opportunity that we are seeing here now to pass us by, and other people will still a ball and cuss each other, whatever the reason, then we would have failed ourselves, we would have failed our children and our grandchildren. And so in this day of opportunity, that is my message today, to let us, own circles of influence. Let us start that building up. Let us start that collaborating. Let us start seeing the commonalities in us. Because I promise you, if there are 20 of us here, and one person helps 19 to become better off, it's going to be impossible for the person to not become better off if 19 in the community become better off. What do you think we're going to do with the money that we are better off with? Put it in a bank and hide it? No, we're going to spend it. So you just have to have a bar or something that can provide some value, and that money going to pour to you as well. And that's how we build a nation. So I'm pleased to be here, pleased at the progress, pleased at the opportunities that we have. I'm happy to be alive during this period. I work, I jump out of bed every day. I encourage my team every day to say, listen, guys, our children are going to benefit or suffer from the decisions that we make today. Let us make sure those decisions are positive, productive, collaborative, and so that we can convert the wealth that we have in this blessed country, Jamaica, to a great quality of life for all our people. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please give him a very strong round of applause. Some of our media just coming in to grab what they can of that stupendous presentation. It says a lot. There's a lot to process, and I want you to go over that in your mind. So we welcome Nationwide, and we welcome Alan Lewin, the Gleaner. So thank you for that. Also remember now, some of you have the link to YouTube. And if you don't have it, just ask us and we give it to you. You can watch yourself on YouTube right now, and you can review the presentation that was just made by Dr. Kerry Wallace. Now, he's not stush, you see. My friend is down to earth. I could just call him Kerry anytime. And you know what? When you ask him for something, and whether or not he can give it to you, even if he's letting you down, it's gentle. And you don't feel so bad. But he'll always give you a recommendation where you could go to get more help. And then when you come back, he's ready to help you again. Kerry Wallace, thank you so much. Please stand again and get a round of applause. For that, the people's man. He is telling us how to take what is ours. This is the time. There's no other time. And you are the ones that you're waiting for. Bless yourself, people. This is the time to advance. And the man is telling you how to do so. And if you don't advance, you know where to find him, right? Come right here and I'll give you his number. Thank you so much. We do have a sage with us, Theo Chambers, who is going to tell us a little bit about the relationship he has with Gloria. It is a strong relationship. So when she had to do this, she looked no further than across the street, where the house behind, to find Theo Chambers, and he's going to tell you a little bit about what he does. He's my husband. He's a marketing guru. He's an author of 5 to 7 books, and when I want to communicate with him, I have to sit down and write.
Thank you all very much. I want to say, first of all, Kerry, we've been friends for almost 20 years, and you have not changed. Thank you so much for being there for us, from Negril, when we were part of the Negril Chamber of Commerce, when I was the president of the Hanover Chamber of Commerce. We go way back. And thank you. And your position have not influenced you at all. And that's a blessing. I want to thank, I know someone going to devote the thanks, but I have to share my time with some beautiful people. I heard so much about the deputy mayor. I have a chance to meet her for the first time. And we're going to have a lot of talk together because we are about to get the Hanover Chamber of Commerce running again. timing up. We're going to get the Hanover Chamber of Commerce running again. Winfield Murray and his beautiful wife. I want to say something I want you all to put a hand to Mr. Winfield Murray, because this man, when his wife was sick, stood by her feet and stood beside her all day long. Today she's walking again. I want to thank you, better than what you're doing. And they have a place called Veronica Place, full bedroom. And this was announced, and we are on live shot, and Facebook. So we want to promote everything. The training, Mrs. Stephen, excellent job you all are doing. And you must collaborate more with Mr. Wallace to see how we can help you. Talk to him before you leave, so you can tap in and get your student qualified. I want to say that, there are certain people that when you meet in life, you know that they are made, they are angel in their own way. And Gloria is one of those people that I met that is such a beautiful soul, such a beautiful human being, forgiving. You push her up, you push her down, you push her around, and she still get dizzy, and she come back, and she's there for you anyway. She don't keep malice. She don't hate no one. And I made a commitment that I will always be there for her. And when she called, I tell my wife, my other wife just called. I have to attend that. She said, all right, you go there, but make sure you keep the last dance for me. So I have to go back home and give my wife the last dance. And that's what it's all about. We have one big family here, and I'm happy to see her children and her family are here to support her. And what is amazing that everyone, Chinese and Indian, all the family will be there to make sure that company runs. And you know what is amazing also? A Chinaman can tell you who their grandmother was, great-great-great-grandparents, and what they accomplished and what they have done. But we can even tell you who the name of our great-grandfather is. And that needs to change. And we need to take this initiative that we have right here and gather around. And instead of them buying a brand new car every year or buying the new watch that you don't need and a new thing, invest the money in a family asset. Buy more land. Buy more investment. Invest more in the family and own a piece of this pie. You know something? I sit back and I look at who owns Jamaica. The Chinese. And let me tell you why the Chinese own Jamaica. Because you go anywhere in Montego Bay in the grill and you see all these black people or people selling on the street. But guess where they got it from? China. So the Chinaman owned the store, the Chinaman owned the street, the Chinaman owned the hustler, the Chinaman owned everything we sell. We need to stop that. We need to support our own. And I want to let you know, there is nothing, there's no convention center, no hotel between Montego Bay and Negril like this one. We are 30 minutes from Montego Bay. We are 30 minutes from Negril. This is the place for us to market and promote 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Without any further ado, I want to say, Gloria, excellent job. As you know, we came out. Sharon came support. Nucci, Mr. Grant, thank you for your support as usual, and everyone that is here. And what I'd like to do is for us to get together. Mr. Wallace have a lot to do. And if anyone else have anything to want to say, that I've not said it yet, and I wish you good health and happiness for the next 50 years. Anyone? My sister, come on up.
Just a quick word. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Janelle Todd from Frenchy Productions, which is an independent record label. But I had to say something because one thing can mean something different to you at different parts of life. What's interesting is Global Villa has always meant something to me. I just didn't know it then, but I went to Esher Primary, which is right there. So at that time when I used to travel to school, it was a signal. If I'm seeing Global Villa, that means in the morning I'm maybe a bit more upset because that means I'm close to school, but in the evening, that means I'm on my way home. All right, and then now that relationship has now changed. Now it means something even bigger from a community and a parish perspective. French Productions is really happy to be a part of that. We really love development, especially Jamaican development. So we're happy to be here today. We're really happy to share in this moment with you, and we just want to contribute to helping you grow from strength to strength.
And before you leave, she's in her last year at law school. So we have a lawyer coming up with that. I haven't heard from you. Yes, come on up and say hello. I have to bring up all the family. Not everybody. Everybody else. We know we love each other.
I'm one of the 7 sisters, and it's my pleasure to be here this afternoon celebrating with my sister. From an egg to a chicken. I am so proud of you because you've taken what Mom started and bring it to this level. As a family, we are behind you, and I'm absolutely, it's an honor and a privilege to stand here. Well done.
Did you?
She's a lady of a few words,
What?
but those words were very important.
Please come up. Oh, you spoke already? Okay. Come on, 1 minute. One more person. One more person. You want to call it? See. I want to call it instantly with this video. Go ahead.
Right, my name's Marie Clark. I'm just repeating what was said on the radio this morning. For those that didn't hear the radio or listen to the radio, I'm just going to read what my tribute is to Gloria. Right, ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to celebrate the accomplishment of a remarkable woman, my dear friend Gloria. I first met Gloria back in the early 80s when she was a dedicated mother of 2 with high ambitions and an unwavering drive to excel in everything she set her mind to. Gloria's journey began in the hair business, where her passion for the craft was evident from the start. As her expertise grew, she expanded into teaching hair and beauty, inspiring young people to believe in themselves and achieve their dreams. I remember my excitement when I bought my first black hair and beauty magazine, and I saw an article featuring this incredible young businesswoman. I was filled with pride to know her and to witness her achievement firsthand. Gloria's love for her roots, particularly her connection to Jamaica, is something I've always admired. I have fond memories of visiting Hanover Lucy twice, witnessing the progress of a beautiful home she was building as a testament of her hard work and commitment. The home, which is now Global Villas, stands as a legacy that showcases what can be achieved through determination, patience, and sleepless nights. Today, we come together to celebrate Gloria's incredible journey and how far she has come. Her story is a testament to the power of hard work, perseverance, and belief in oneself. On behalf of myself and her family, I would like to congratulate Gloria on her outstanding achievement. Gloria, you serve as an inspiration to us all, and we are immensely proud to be part of your story. May your success continue to flourish, and may you always be a shining example of what can be achieved when you follow your dreams. Congratulations, and I thank you for being the amazing woman you are.
Gloria, you want to respond? Thank you, Maria. Maria has been in the spotlight today on the Rootsology program on Roots FM today. And here again she is, and she will be on Mellow. I think she's going to extol the beauty and the power and presence of Global Villa to all of her friends back home in the UK. Thank you, Maria. Applause, another applause for Maria, please. She's done well. L'Oreal, would you like to say anything before ribbon cutting? And before Mr. Wallace has to leave. So you witnessed me wrangling the mic for my husband, Theo. I was just trying to keep things in order.
I just want to say a big thank you to all those persons who, said such wonderful things. But for me, just being here today with you is so wonderful. Thank you all for coming, and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. It's just a pleasure. And as I said, together we can make a big change in Lucy. And that has always been my determination. And I'm just sorry that my mom is not here today to see, because we just a come. We're really going to make it change. Miss Delaney, we're working with you. I want good for Hanover, and I want to see the parish just team together and really change Lucy. It's a beautiful place. And I think everyone in Lucy and Hanover need to recognize what it is that they've got. You see, when I go home to England, and I have to say home because I spent most of my years there, I know what I leave in Jamaica, and I can't wait to come back to it. I want Jamaicans, though, to recognize what they've got, because I think they don't realize what it is that they have, why they abuse it. It's beautiful. Love it. Enjoy. Thank you all.
Thank you again. The applause is poly, but lunch is being served. Come on, people. Give it everything you got. This is it. The ribbon is going to be cut. The official ceremony is going to be over. You would have been made part of history, so let's give it all you got. Applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. YouTubers are watching. Yes? Okay, thank you so much, Gloria. Thank you for your love, your passion, your dedication. Thank you for everything. But I must say, though, that your dear mother, she's here times 7 because we carry the genetic composition of all of our ancestors. So give thanks. Let's pour a little libation, everybody that has water. To Perlina, is it? Grant, please pour some libations in this plant on the floor right now to Perlina Grant that made this place a reality. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Thank you, Perlina, for the presence of 7 girls. Is it all girls? 7 children that has made their mark on this land and on Global Villa. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to the Most High. Thank you to all our family and our lineage. Just give thanks to all your ancestors right now. Without ancestors, where would you be? Where would you be? So we're ready now. Everybody gather. Follow Mr. Chambers. He's Sergeant Chambers. That was his last job in the U.S. Air Force. And he's going to cut the ribbon, allow Mr. Wallace, Dr. Wallace, to cut the ribbon.